Okay, hello. To all my fans, the real fans, real supporters, not the fake fans. Right, I know it's been a while since I have made any videos. I also want to talk about what happened 2013 when Paul Walker shows up at my house, why he was at my house, what was the reason. I want to talk about twisted stories, these pages, all these pages I made out there for everybody to see what's going on. Also, play chess to stay safe for my family safety, brothers, sisters, family. I want to talk about the Judas, I want to talk about double as the dream and all that in my coming video. I'm gonna make this simple video just for now, so for everybody to see on what's going on, what's happening, why I exposed Paul Walker and Cord double as that duty in the game of three. Adam was of course involved because it's a game of three. What happened to my sister Vianney, why Paul Walker and Cord, well, not why Paul Walker and Cord, Paul Walker and Cord flipped Vianney. Vianney's still alive, and a lot of my family members do not know that Vianney, my sister Vianney, that she's my twin part Rosemary, she's alive, and she was flipped by Paul Walker, Kurt Cobain as double as the duties, and Adam Levine later gets involved. My sister Vianney, it's not Paul Walker, it's not Kurt Cobain, it's not Adam, it's not Sean Stone, and it's not Scooter. Scooter was not involved at all of what happened to Vianney. Sean was not involved, but later, people have their own things that they did, whatever they did. I'm not gonna speak so much of Scooter and Sean Stone. That's like a long time ago, and a lot of things were twisted. If they have involved whatever they did or done, and it's not gonna be included in what happened to my sister Vianney. Okay, so I made this page. It's actually very interesting. I made a lot of pages, very interesting. I'm talking about things were twisted, like stories. Fairmont is Brad Pitt. Actually, I play chess where I was saying, Cord and Paul Walker are part of my family, blah blah blah. Adam is never my family. I never really said that. Adam is not at all. Paul and Cord are not my family either. I was just playing chess, and I will give you a really good hint on my banner. Okay, on my banner, I was playing chess to figure out. I was doing research to figure out what's happening, what happened. Okay, so if you look at my banners, you obviously see do not see Paul Walker, Cord, or anybody's name on my banner, but myself, by my family itself. Like for example, Kathleen. This is Hediya. Okay, Robert Kennedy is Akram. Patricia, guys, this is not Patricia as the mother. Patricia is Amina. This is Ivana Patricia. This is Kennedy's sister. This is not Ivana. Is not Paul, Cord, Adam, Scooter, or Sean, or anybody. My family stays my family. All right. So we have Joseph Kennedy Jr. as Fairmont Sabah, which is Brad Pitt. All right, and then Rose Kennedy, Asha. All right, and then Hassan Ted Kennedy. Alright, he has wife, bunch of children now. That's just that picture of all the Kennedy family members. Alright, so Muhammad Joseph Kennedy is R, and then Jane Kennedy is Jihan. Alright, and then Rosemary was me and Vianney, which I'm Jacqueline Boiver. She's not Jacqueline Boiver, but she's part of me, Rosemary. Alright, Vianney, and by the way, she's still alive. Alright, this is my brother Jason John Kennedy, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, and this is Najat Uni Kennedy. So, alright. And I want to talk about why I was like saying the things on my video. I had to play safe. First of all, play chess to stay safe for my safety, for my brothers, sisters, from the killers. Or I know there's a two side of the sign about talking about killers. I'm gonna explain that later. Okay, why people have certain names? Do they really kill? Is there something called self-defense? And are there people just kills because they want to be women? They feel like they were born a woman, so they go kill my sisters to become us. There's something called Game of Three. All right, and I think I have enough proofs and all that to explain that. What I'm saying, it is what it is. It is what I'm saying. It's a fact. Okay, So I made those pages explaining, twisted arts, things like that, twisted like TV series, movies, stories about my family, and what happened, demon possession. Guys, what kind of a demon? Okay, so I'm not talking about person named a demon, no. Anyway, so you obviously see Brad Pitt is Ferman, this is Ferman from Cassandra, my father. Ferman, Brad Pitt, Joseph Kennedy, Ernesto, alright. Yeah, this is Ferman. Mr. Smith is Ferman, guys, but in Mr. Smith and that John Smith, he is actually my father, and I believe he is all the four Kennedy brothers, representing all the four Kennedy. Remember Jesus and his brothers? So that's just that, because that's the thing about my family. Us, the Kennedys, sometimes Jason is Ferman, sometimes Ferman is Jason, Akram is Ferman. So when the brothers is one person is not there, the other brother becomes like a father. That's what makes us what we are, the Kennedys, the Kennedy Kurdys Rozh family, Jesus, his brothers, and real parents. So I'm gonna talk about the real parents. That is not Amina. Amina is also referred as double Azad Duris in Pawak and Kurd, William Guri, Rui Killerman. I know you'd be like, what is that? But she was sister of Azad Duri, Aziz, Hadiya's ex, yeah, but they're shapeshifter. They call them shapeshifter, and I'm gonna explain all that on my upcoming video. Okay, I'm gonna talk about what happened overseas when I went overseas. I'm gonna talk about my 5 years experience while I was overseas, what I witnessed, and also some funny things. While I was overseas, that's almost 13 years ago, or over 13 years ago. I was just a kid, then. It was overseas. It was not where I'm staying at right now. Sometimes, there's scenes from here and there. I really appreciate that, but that has nothing to do where I work now, where I worked previously. Because I just moved back from Europe to Tennessee. I lived in Tennessee about 20 years ago, and that's where I went to school. I have still family in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live right now. Well, I don't live in Nashville, but I live in Tennessee. So things that I'm gonna say has nothing to do with where I stay. All right, this town is not Judah's town. They come in as invisibly anywhere I go. When I went to Austria, Vienna, that's where my family members originated also, like Germany, Austria, Vienna, all these countries like Turkey, Iraq, even England. Okay, I know. That's why I don't like, I'm gonna explain that later, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about the differences between Judas and Jesus and his brother, real parents, us, and what's happening, what has been happening. Why did I play chess? Why was posting? Why you still have see a photo of this photos on my phone, and you see all us, the Kennedy Kurdys Rozh family, Jesus and his brothers, real parents, and you don't see Kurt Kibain and Pawaka names included. I'm just playing chess with them, so I stay safe for my safety of brothers, sister, parents, and people. They're out there. They're coming from Christianity roots, for everybody's safety. So I'm playing chess. It's a trick. But remember, we are what we are today. So don't forget that. That's why I made this page right here. I'm talking about we are what we are today. This is a two side of the stories. Two side of the sign. Actually, everything was, I said, previously was misunderstood. All right. So this is obviously two side of the sign. Do y'all remember that sign? I don't know if y'all remember that. And my friend Carol Doe is Vianney. It's not Carlos Areza. Carlos Areza would be Adam Levine, and that's not Aras. That's not Hadiya San either. Carlos is not my friend Carol Doe. Carol Doe is Vianney, referred as my sister Vianney, and she will be referred until we see Vianney to see what happened to her. So if you remember. Okay, if y'all remember the two side of the sign, okay, that I know things were misunderstood. This is Nirvana band, okay. This is Paul Walker, okay. This is oh my gosh. All right, this is Paul Walker. This is Adam Levine. This is Kurt Cobain. So we have remember the game of three. All right, so it's like actually 4 Kennedy brothers, but it's still three, and 3 Kennedy sisters. So they come and kill us. It's a game of three, Judas and Jesus family. So there's the two sides of the stories, guys. This is my family. This is the Judas. So what kind of people can have killer names, but we don't kill. There's something called self-defense. They just come and kill us just because. So I'm gonna explain all that later. All this, I'm gonna go a lot more deeper. It's all based on numerology, mathematics. When I said mathematics, I'm not talking about Matthew, Kurt Cobain. Anybody could know about mathematics, but how far are they as good as I am? I'm not talking about who's God, who's not God. No, there are people born with certain, things they know. Everybody, probably some people go to college to learn whatever they want to be. And Paul talks about how people judge Paul Walker and hate him, for his crimes. They did criminals. They flipped my sister Vianney. It was Paul Walker and Kurt, Dori, and Adam later gets involved. It's a game of three. So they want to come and get me, do the same thing, flip me. If you don't understand what that is, I have to explain it on my upcoming videos. A lot more. I have said a lot on my Facebook pages, but that's still not enough. So Nirvana band is not, they're hitting for Venus. Sometimes we hit for whatever we want to hit, but we don't kill. But Nirvana is not Venus. All right. Nirvana band, it's the three Judas, Paul Walker, Kurt Cobain, that's Dori, okay, William Greer, Killerman, and Adam Levine. They said that's Klein Hell. So it's a game of three. So that's what Nirvana band is. They're transgenders. They were born not to be a man. They may look like a man somehow, but you see they want to be a woman. They dress like a woman. They act like, it's just for the show. That they want to deceive women. I'm a man. They go blood suck all my Kennedy sisters, so they become more women. Blood sucking, woman is blood. You become more women. And then you obviously see I explained that a little bit of that also. Kurt wanted to be Vianney, okay. Paul wants to be me. Adam wants to be Helen Jihan. So Vianney and I is twin Kennedy sister Rosemary, which I'm Jacqueline Boiver. She's not Jacqueline Boiver. She's part of me, Rosemary. Helen Jihan is Jean Kennedy. So Paul wants to be me, Jacqueline Boiver, part Rosemary. Kurt wants to be Vianney. They already flipped Vianney, so they get portion of it. All right. So she's part Rosemary, and Adam wants to be Helen Jihan, Jean Kennedy. It's not a joke. It is what I'm telling you. I have no need to lie about anything, So that's what it is. I think I already explained so far based on numbers. I played chess since I was a kid. When I say chess, I'm not necessarily talking about Lole Sanchez. Sometimes chess is Lole Sanchez, but not necessarily. There's different type of games, okay? There's different type of play, so don't get confused. Lole Sanchez is Double Azaduri. In fact, they were also saying it's Adam. It's all these three Nirvana band, Paul Walker, Kurt, and Adam. Lole Sanchez is Amina, Rosario. No, not Rosario. Excuse me. Rosaura. Remember the maid, Amina, Ferman's wife, and the house from Cassandra. And remember, a lot of things are twisted in there. The Kennedy twin brothers are not Paul and Kurt. I understand they'd be like, oh, this is what they did. The story is very twisted. Ignacio, I would believe, is Jason, John Kennedy. He gets killed by Paul Walker, Double Azaduri, Amina, Rosaura, in that Cassandra. Remember, John Kennedy dies first, gets shot by William Greer. William Greer is Paul Walker. William Greer is Paul Walker. And remember not to get confused between the Williams. And then they're not the British royal family. That's still gonna be my family, Kennedys. I know you'd be like, well, what it is, we are what we are today. That's still my family. Remember, Princess Diana is Amina. And that's also referred as Paul Walker, and of course sometimes even Adam. So Princess Diana was Amina, okay. Lole Sanchez, Rosaura, married to my father, Ferman. He was like they were like my parents. Amina was like our stepmom, and Ferman is Joseph Kennedy Jr., Brad Pitt, and he's Ernesto in that Cassandra. Remember? I want also talk about Ferman is Elvis Presley. I know you'd be like, oh, didn't you kind of laugh at it? Remember, guys, I had to multiply my own photos to explain some things. It's like reflections, multiplying things so I can explain things. I'm not talking about the song multiplying. No, I'm not talking about that either. I had to, even me playing rules to explain on what's going on in 2013. And why did I back off in 2013. Was I scared? Was I playing safe? Yes, I was playing safe. Was I kind of scared? A little bit, because I was not sure. Was Paul Walker set up by government? It ended up not to be. They're not government. So everything has nothing to do with government. These are just Paul Walker, Cord, Adam, together. Shawn Stone is not my family. And Scooter is not my family, but Scooter has nothing to do with it. Scooter, it later gets famous in 2009 off of me, and this was not Shawn Stone either. I made pages for each one of them. They have their own pages, all right, for all these people, my own family and all that. But yeah, I want to talk about what happened 2013 when Paul Walker shows up at my house. He wanted to murder me. I'm gonna explain later how. And Paul Walker is not in court. None of these are, government has nothing to do with government. They can confirm to certain bloodlines. Oh well, so am I. All right. They're not governments. They're fake security officer, police officers. I have to explain all that. What happened 2013? Paul buys a house when I was in Texas. He buys a house. He was my neighbor for a while. He was planning my death. Because he was there years before, driving back and forth, and would never actually talk to me, say anything, because he was planning my death. It's a game of three, all right? So I have photos. The truck that was Paul Walker driving, I have photos. Carol is the witness. Carol was referred as my sister Vianney, Rosemary. Carol was outside. She witnessed on what happened when Paul Walker shows up at our house. Then what happened, what we did, how we took those photos, what happened that night. Before Paul Walker's his death, at least a week before, what happened when he was trying to really, kidnap me, and he's not my brother Jason and Akram from Cassandra. Guys, these are Akram and Jason, Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy. That's not Paul Walker. It's not Kurt Cobain. It's not Adam, and it's definitely not Shawn and Scooter. All right, so I know the R's are twisted. The brother, I believe, that died, Ignacio, it's John Kennedy, Jason. He gets killed by Rosaura Lola Sanchez, which I say it's still double Asadori, right? Now William Greer, remember? Okay, so you'll be like, well, how is that? Let me show you all something very important. Actually, before I do that, let me go back to twist the story a little bit. Okay, I'll talk about that a little bit later. I made all these pages talking about Ivana. It's not Paul Walker. There's anybody could have a name Ivana. She's not. Ivana's Patricia Kennedy, not that Patricia is a mother Patricia. She's a Kennedy sister, so she's not Amina. All right. See, this is Amina, Double Azaduri, Lola Sanchez. This is Ivana. Erica is Ivana, Shukriya, Patricia Kennedy. This is Paul Walker and Kurt, Double Azaduri. Okay, William Greer, Rui Kellerman, Double Azaduri. Yes, you'd be like, well, Amina is sister of Aziz, right? Azat al-Duri. How? Well, they're shapeshifter. They could be their own enemy. All right. So that's what it is. Sometimes they said even Amina was even Adam. So that's what it is. All right. So I also talked about, I made this page, people with similar names, date of birth. So that way people think outside the box. This page, I'm going to put a lot more on there. It's called Think Unlimited. All right. This is the Judas and Jesus and his brothers. All right. This is the three Judas, three Nicki Minaj. She plays a role. Nicki Minaj is playing as a role as Nirvana band member. William Greer, Rui Kellerman, Klein Hell. William Greer is Paul Walker. Okay. Rui Kellerman is Kurt Cobain, Matthew Kelly Sharp. Okay, right. And so we have Double Azaduri and then Klein Hill as Adam Levine. So we have Paul Walker, Caleb Walker, Cody Walker. They have names. And the name goes on and on. So we have James Cobain. That's not my brother. James, Jassim, John Kennedy, Leonardo DiCaprio. That is not. All right. And we have Caleb Walker. That's Kurt Cobain. And then we have Cody Walker. So remember, Paul Dolly has three sons. Paul Dolly is Paul Walker's father. Paul Dolly. And I made pages for them. All right. So they have Peter's name. They could have similar Peter's name. Adam. Remember, Paul Daly has three sons. Okay, it's a game of three, guys. So this. It is what it is. This is the page I made. Double Azaduri, Paul and Kurt. All right. The shape-shifting personality. This banner, it was based on the song from Imrah. Imrah is my Kennedy brothers, Akram and Jason. but sometimes Ferman and is all four Kennedy brothers. But usually it was usually sometimes Ferman, Akram, and Jason. I believe it's Akram, Imrah. You know, I got this picture from that song. What Paul Walker and Kurd did to Vianney. What Double Azaduri, how did Philip Vianney is based on that song from Imrah. Alright, I explain all that. I'm gonna explain it a little deeper. Why Paul Walker and Kurd went after Vianney and Adam gets involved later. They flipped her. It's a game of three. You know, what happened to Vianney? She's still alive. And I also have this stuff from Cassandra, guys. I want to explain something very important. This TV in here, not necessary. It says Double Azaduri on this TV. If you read it, I know it's not very visible on my video, but if you read it from this picture, it says something about Double Azaduri that were in the house as these demonic forces. Remember, there's different type of demons, so don't get confused. Double Azaduri, that's still Rosaura, Loli Sanchez, Zemina. So they're shapeshifter, right? And nothing what you saw about my Kennedy real parents is not what it is. They were also possessed without their knowledge. Like, you know, the Kennedy brothers, they were possessed. This is Helen, guys. Helene is Helen. This is Jason, as twin Kennedy brothers. And this is Akram, is like twin Kennedy brothers. Louis David is Akram and Jason, guys. Ignacio is, I believe, is Jason, and Louis David is Akram. That's not Kurd and Paul Walker. I just play chess, okay? So this is Ferman. Veronica Cortez is Vianney. Cassandra, it's me. Erika, it's Ivana. All right. Lodley Sanchez is Amina. Rosabra, it's Amina. Double Azaduri. Paul and Kurd. All right. Carlos Areza is Adam Levine. Remember Chad Cobain. All right. That's not Araz, guys. A lot of people say they're not Kennedy kids either. I'm gonna explain that later. So I'm just like explaining twisted, you know, TV series and movies and all that about my family. This is my Kennedy Kurdys Rozh family. That's not Paul Walker. It's not Kurt Cobain. It's not Adam. It's not Scooter. It's not Sean. All right. They're heading for Venus. Okay. Anyways, so just go through all these pages, and I also explained this, the game of three. You remember that song from Nicki Minaj? She's playing Nirvana band, the three Nirvana band. Paul, Kurd, Adam. They're coming to get us, the three Kennedy sister. Me, Vianney, that's twin Kennedy, Rosemary. So I'm Jacqueline Boiver, part Rosemary, and Vianney is Rosemary. And Jihan, Jane Kennedy. So it's a game of 3-3-3. Alright. 3 Kennedy Kurdys Rozh sister. 3, actually would be 4 Kennedy Kurdys Rozh brother, Jesus and his brother, but it's still game of 3. And then we have 3 Judas. Okay? So this is Vianney. Halsey is Vianney, it's not Helen. Halsey is Vianney. She lost her memory. Something happened. They flipped her. Guys, she did not kill herself. They did that to Vianney in 1997. Vianney is still alive. Paul and Kurd and Adam was involved later on. They flipped Vianney. I'm gonna explain it deeper what flipping means. What did they do to the Vianney? She's still alive, guys, but they did something to her. So she lost her memory. She's like, what's going on? And you can see that song from me, Justin Bieber, Feeling. The 3 girls in that song, for looking like coming from graveyard, is Paul, Kurd, and Adam, Nirvana band. All right, so that's what it is. And then you see Vianney in there as Halsey. This is not the 3 girls. That's not the 3 Kennedy sisters. It's the 3 Nirvana band. So don't get confused. All right, this is us, the 3 Kennedy sisters. There's 3 Judas. So we are from Jesus Christ family. They're Judas. All right. So anyways, the Keller Robas. So that's Paul Walker and Kurd. This is me, Jacqueline Boiver, and my sister Lee Boiver is Vianney. Okay. And the sister, not Janet. Janet Boiver is Amina. Janet Boiver is Amina, which is referred as Double Azaduri. Sometimes even Adam himself. Janet Boiver is Amina. Loli Sanchez. Alright. Rosaura. Alright. It's Princess Dana. Amina is Princess Dana. Okay. So she was our stepmom. Alright. So this is actually crystal clear. Adam is not savior. That's just a game. Adam is not. Adam is in fact involved. Some people act like they're savior. They're not savior. Adam is one of the killer in Game of 3. Alright. So this is Double Azaduri. Right. What is happening to me in this song is Zula and their truth. Zoolander 2 is talking about double Azaduri. Alright, Pawak and Kurd, William Greer and Rui Killerman. They're still Amina. I know, they're their own enemies. That's what I was saying, right? So what's happening to me in here? I'm getting attacked by two robots, Pawak and Kurd, double Azaduris. Guys, these are not my family. My family are not robots. Alright, this is what happens. So eventually I'm able to kill Kurt Cobain. That's what they said. You know, it's all based on chess without any weapons. You obviously see I'm not carrying any gun. They're robots, killer robots. Kurt is so weak. Okay, he's just